You were a child. That's the part people forget. You didn't have context. You didn't have power. You didn't have choices. You were learning how to survive in an environment that asked too much of you too early. When harm comes from someone close, it doesn't always look like harm at first. Sometimes it looks like confusion, like responsibility that isn't yours, like learning to stay quiet to keep the peace. You may have been told you were dramatic, or difficult, or too sensitive. But sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a response. And survival is not the same as healing. Healing begins when you allow yourself to see the truth gently. You were a child doing the best you could with what you had. If parts of you are still carrying that weight, you're not broken. You're remembering. And this space exists so those memories don't have to be carried alone. Silence was never my personality. It was a strategy, a way to stay safe in spaces where being seen felt risky, a way to survive when speaking up came with consequences I didn't understand. As a child, I learned how to read the room before I learned how to trust it. I learned how to adjust, how to shrink, how to carry things quietly. And when the people around you don't acknowledge the harm, you start to question yourself. You wonder if you imagined it, if you were too sensitive, if it was somehow your fault. But silence doesn't mean nothing happened. It means something happened that made quiet feel safer than truth. Healing begins when you stop judging the silence and start honoring what it protected. If you're unlearning the habit of disappearing, you're not late. You're right on time. There are wounds that don't come from strangers. They come from the people who were supposed to protect you. This is not a story about blame. It's a story about survival. Growing up, I learned very early that love could feel unsafe, that silence could feel like protection, and that doing your best doesn't always mean you are safe from harm. I was a child navigating adult consequences, trying to stay out of trouble, trying to be good, trying to make sense of situations that never should have been mine. For a long time, I thought endurance meant strength. I thought if I could just make it through, then one day it would all make sense. But survival and healing are not the same thing. Healing begins when you realize you are not difficult, you are unprotected. There are experiences that stay in your body long after they leave your life. Moments that shape how you trust, how you love, how you see yourself. And when those experiences come from someone close, someone meant to guide you, the confusion runs deep. This space exists for stories like that. Stories that are real, complicated, and often misunderstood. I'm not here to expose anyone. I'm here to tell the truth carefully, because some truths need safety in order to breathe. If you've ever felt like you were carrying weight that was never yours, this space is for you. This is the beginning of telling these stories differently, with boundaries, with intention, with healing.